Alright, so with number 26, we're still solving the equation, and in an effort to save some time here, I went ahead and just copied the problem all over again, which is what we always do anyway. And we know if you've been doing the practice test on your own, or have been watching some previous videos, we know that we're going to try to find a common denominator here so that we can multiply this whole equation by that common denominator, which will in turn clear the fractions and help us to solve for y. And so first step, let's go ahead and factor each denominator. Well, y plus 6 already factored, can't do anything with that, so let's move on. Y squared minus 36, hopefully you will recognize as the difference of two squares, so we will factor that. And then y minus 6, again, can't do anything with that, so we move on. And you'll remember that we want to make up the common denominator using one of each thing, one of each factor that's unique. Well, it looks like we're only using y plus 6 and y minus 6 here, nothing else, and so that will be our common denominator, y plus 6, y minus 6. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply each individual term here by the common denominator. And I like to do it this way, meaning write the common denominator above each individual term so that I can visually see what's going to cancel and what will remain, and that helps me to kind of stay organized. But you can do it however you like, so long as you get to the same answer, and especially if your professor doesn't have a particular method they want you to use. But if they've specified, do it this particular way, make sure you're doing it the way they ask. All right, y plus 6 cancels, and we're left with y minus 6, y plus 1. So let's go ahead and multiply these two things together, shall we? So y minus 6, y plus 1, and we'll go ahead and FOIL these two things together. Y times y, well, that's going to give us y squared. Y times 1, well, that's going to be just plus y. Negative 6 times y, well, that's minus 6y. And negative 6 times 1, minus 6. So when we combine our like terms, we get y squared minus 5y minus 6. All right, so y squared minus 5y minus 6. And now let's see, y plus 6 cancels, y minus 6 goes away. So we're left with just minus y, our equal sign. Y minus 6, gone. And so we're left with now y minus 3 times y plus 6. So y minus 3, y plus 6. Y times y, well, that gives us y squared. Y times 6 plus 6y. Negative 3 times y minus 3y. Negative 3 times positive 6 minus 18. Let's combine some like terms. Y squared plus 3y minus 18. Y squared minus 3y, plus 3y minus 18. All right, and we can go ahead and combine like terms here on the left, can't we? Minus 5y minus y, so we get y squared minus 6y minus 6 equals y squared plus 3y minus 18. All right. Looks like we're dealing with a quadratic equation here, so let's try to get everything on one side and set the equation equal to 0. So let's move everything from the left to the right. So we'll subtract y squared, we'll add 6y, add 6. So subtract y squared, add 6y, add 6. So everything goes away here on the left. And now it looks like, I'll go ahead and move up here. Well, y squared and minus y squared, that goes away, so we're not actually dealing with a quadratic. It turns out, but we are going to be dealing with just a linear equation, which we should be comfortable with. So let's see what happens. 3y plus 6y, well, that gives us 9y. And then here we have negative 18 plus 6, well, that's going to give us minus 12 equals, don't forget, equals 0, right? A lot of times when you end up clearing one whole side of your equation, sometimes people forget that you're dealing with an equation and you forget your 0. Well, if you start with an equation, we have to end with an equation, meaning we're going to end up with y equals some number. So if you start with an equation, make sure you end with 1. All right, let's go ahead here and solve for y. So add 12, we get 9y equals 12, divide by 9, And so y equals 4/3. All right, and hopefully by now you are getting into the habit of whatever solution you end up with, you are plugging back into the original equation wherever you see a y, especially in the denominator, because you want to make sure that by plugging in your solution, you don't end up with a 0 in the denominator. And if we plug in 4/3 into each of these denominators for y, we end up with some other number. We don't end up with a 0, and so we can safely say that 4/3 is our solution.